Well, that was a little bit of a contrast to where I have been for the last little while. Welcomed by rain and wind and cold at the airport as I have now arrived in the UK. I wasn't planning to be here quite this soon. I thought I was going to be in India for just a little bit longer. So I didn't quite get to do everything that I hoped to do in Goa. But really enjoyed my time there and thought I'd make a quick vlog about my general impressions of the place. Now, if you watched the last vlog, I think I mentioned in there that I was at a yoga retreat. And as part of that, we were doing something which probably isn't so typical. We were taking ice baths. Certainly didn't see any of the locals doing that. But Goa itself, I had a chance to see at least a little bit of it. We were pretty busy with the retreat, so didn't get to look around all that extensively, but did get a little bit of a taste for the place. And it's right on the beach, and so a lot of what goes on there is pretty typical beach life sort of things that you'd see any part of the world. People playing sports, people swimming, people sunbathing, things like that. One thing that was quite interesting is there's lots and lots and lots of dogs on the beach. It seems like a lot of the hotels have their pack of dogs, and I say pack because they generally don't just have one or two. The place I was staying at had 10, and I think there were similar numbers at a lot of those hotels, and they are hanging out on the beach all day, all night. And a lot of them look really similar, but there is a little bit of a mix of breeds of some of them, but really, really quite cool seeing all of the dogs doing their thing, sleeping on the beach, wandering around and doing things together. I guess as well as that, I don't have a huge amount of experience with India. I have been once before and seen a few places, but compared to what I've seen before, in a way you could probably think of Goa as India light. Not so intensely different from other parts of the world as other parts of India might be, and that's because there are lots and lots of tourists in Goa, and so there's this big international influence there. So you're going to find lots of things that you're familiar with. And in terms of what kind of tourists, well, I guess there's a split. There were a lot of Russians who were there just a holiday, really. And then there were also, lots of people who were there for, I guess, for Indian culture and for yoga, lots of things relating to yoga there as well. And overall, this gives it quite a hippie vibe. Lots of hippie activities available if you're interested in that sort of thing. One thing I was surprised about was how much Christian heritage there is there. And I guess this is from the early colonization, but there were lots of Christian churches scattered around through the area, and we happened to be there during Carnival, and so they had a big Carnival parade through town, which was pretty cool to see, and see the creativity of the people and their local take on Carnival. And then as well as that, of course, there were lots of markets, there was good food, and all those sorts of things you'd expect as well. One thing I had hoped to do was to be able to explore the energy of the place a little bit more. As I mentioned in my vlog about Doha, it's something I really enjoy as I go different places, being able to, taste the energy of the area. And again, unfortunately, I didn't get that much of a chance to do that. I did have one little chance to do some qigong out on the beach one evening, and I found one little interesting spot where the energy flow of the place just changed just a little bit as the sun was going down, and it almost felt like it wanted to form a vortex there, but I didn't get a chance to go back and explore that anymore. So you're going to have to wait for some more interesting reports about the energy in different places, maybe from somewhere else where I go on my travels. One other thing I think that was quite interesting was just the quality of the sunlight there was different to many places I've been in the past, and That was because there was an interesting haze over the ocean. Well, all the time that I was there, I asked a few different people about it, about what it was, and no one seemed to know what formed it. It didn't look like a smog or a typical dust haze. I wondered if maybe it was a salt haze or something like that, but it really filtered the light, so much so that one evening when the sun was setting, the sun looked kind of like a moon more than the sun. It was so filtered through this light, and also typically as the sun would set, the sun would actually disappear before the horizon because it was disappearing into this haze, and as well as those interesting effects, it did give this softness to the light, particularly around sunset there, which was really interesting. But anyway, I really enjoyed my time in Goa. Will I go back? Maybe. One thing that did occur to me while I was there was, one of my earlier vlogs, I did talk about how more and more people are interested in the connection between yoga and qigong, or how they can be connected and combined. And I think it's great that people look at this, and I think one of the things that is really needed is for, if yoga teachers are wanting to do this, for them to get some good training so they understand what they're doing and how they can work with qigong and qigong concepts within their yoga. And so I have been kind of had in mind that maybe it could be quite interesting to run a course on qigong specifically for yoga teachers, to give them a firm foundation if this is something that they want to explore. And Goa could be a really interesting place to do that. So who knows, maybe I'll be back there sometime in the future. Anyway, just a little bit of a brief travel report. If you enjoy this channel, please like, comment, subscribe, all that sort of thing. And I look forward to seeing you on the next one.